Hey, it's me, Isaac Jernigan. Welcome back to another one of my videos. Here's the deal here. I just flew back from California and I just sat down and edited all my photos today. So I'm gonna break them all down, just like this. I'm just gonna zoom in and we're just gonna look at them, and it's gonna be great. Best case scenario, I would have edited. Best case scenario, I would have broke them down while I was actually editing them, but I don't enjoy that. But what I do enjoy is talking about them afterwards and what I'm looking for in these frames and why. Um, I think it might be a lot of fun. Before I get started, definitely check out all my links below. I throw out weekly podcasts, weekly YouTube videos, weekly newsletters, where I just talk about what I'm up to, what's inspiring me, what videos I've posted, and definitely all good resources. And I want to connect with y'all. That's why I do all this. So definitely check those stuff out, and say hi. I like saying hi back. But let's get started. Like I said, I went to California, specifically Orange County, California, which is the county next to LA County. No, this way. The county, this is LA County, this is Orange County, a little bit. But like, this is reverse. I'm just gonna stop. All right, anyways, me and my cousin, he kind of lives by a little bit of a reservoir looking thing. So it's got some beautiful trails, and we went on a hike, and we hiked as far up as we could to the top of this hill, and then just sat. And why did we want to go up here? Because we wanted a view of these beautiful snow-capped mountains. Um, Obviously, Southern California winters, it's still nice on the ground, so it's like 50 or 60 degrees. But when you get up high into those high elevated mountains, because, Orange County's kind of in a valley, it's got snow on them. So had to take this photo. Love how we're up high. Love how there's just a little bit of trails kind of leading to the mountains. Love the layers here. You got this front layer, and then you kind of go down here. Here's another layer, and then you got kind of the neighborhood, which is another layer, and then you got this, which is kind of another layer, and then you got this, which is another layer, and then this, so on. It's beautiful. I love it. Here's next, another point of view, same thing. This is just me turning around and taking a photo the other way. Um, I don't know why I took this. It's just for fun. Same trip, and that's the only two I got from this hike that I was hyped on. But that same day, we drove down into a little more of Orange, and then drove into a neighborhood, and this was absolutely stunning. So this is literally in the neighborhood, which I think is insane. So you got homes here, and I just wanted to capture this natural essence of just kind of feeling at home. You get the car in the driveway, you got the house looking, and then you kind of got their natural view of what they'd see. You'd see kind of this sunny neighborhood off in the distance, and then obviously the houses are facing toward the snow-capped mountains, so I got those in there too. Like I said, I just love all the layers here, and this is naturally what you see in this neighborhood, which is I think is sick. So we literally, my car is parked over here, not mine, my cousin's, and then we just sat on the opposite side of the road and took the photo. It's beautiful. Let's go next. Same neighborhood, different area, leading line down. Love that. Obviously looking down into that neighborhood and still captured those same snow-capped mountains. Another fun perspective. Next one, same perspective as the photo that I was hyped on, but I zoomed it into my highest zoom, which was 105 millimeters, and then I just wanted to capture these mountains more. In all of these photos, I like to keep them true to tone because I don't like being a fraud. Just kidding. You can edit them however you want, but personally, I find the most satisfaction when my photos are somewhat of what they look like in person. But I definitely added a little bit of orange back and a little bit of green back just because I really like that look nowadays, and I think it's a very timeless look. One of my concerns that I had when I was younger is I just love to do whatever I want with every photo, and when I looked back at them, I hated the way they looked. It wasn't a timeless look. So now when I take photos, I can look back at them and I still mess with those photos. So that's kind of what my goal was with editing these. So another beautiful photo. I still think I like the one with the car in it more, but I think this was solid. Next. Literally same photo, different perspective. Maybe a little less zoomed in too. So nothing to say there. Now, let's move on to another day. I was gracious enough to be able to go to a Lakers game. And obviously, the Lakers play in Los Angeles, which is in Los Angeles County. So, my cousin and I took an hour road trip to LA, and I just wanted to capture some natural frames. So, I'm just taking photos out of my car. Obviously, you got the Los Angeles sign in here on the 101. And then obviously LA traffic, typical. And then nothing really new here. I just wanted to capture the traffic. I think it's a cool look. Definitely added in some greens and some little bit of orange and raised the shadows so all these cars could come out a little better. Again, outside of the car, thought it was just a cool frame. Definitely rose some shadows in here. I like how this kind of divides the frame in half. I like how the road still goes, 2 spots in the road. And then I definitely lowered the blues here just to make it a little more faded looking. I think it's a good look, and obviously a big part of LA is its road infrastructure, which this kind of shows off. I mean, that thing's massive, and then some cool graffiti or whatever. Good look all around. Getting into some skyline photos. Obviously, that's Los Angeles, and what I like doing while I'm shooting out of the car is I'll turn down my shutter speed a little bit. So this was probably at 1/125th shutter speed, meaning every time I press my camera, it takes my camera 1/125th of a second for that shutter to go off. And that allows for the light to blur a little bit as I'm going 60 miles an hour in a car. So you can see this palm tree is a little blurry. This building's a little blurry. You can't really read what's on here because that's a little blurry. And that's because the shutter speed is too slow for it to stop. And I think it really captures the natural look of me driving. So if you want to not have this look, I recommend shooting at least 1/640th of a second, which is a lot faster than 1/125th. And it makes it look a little more, obviously less blurred, stop motion. So it's a little more professional of a look. But when I'm shooting photos to document what's happening, I wanted to add a little blur. Let's go next. Same thing, added in a car this time. Obviously, we're on a freeway. Blurry car, blurry palm tree, blurry light. I feel like that's really cool. And even it's a little bit angled too, which is kind of realistic. And I think it just came out as a good frame. One thing that I'm seeing now is I left one speck of lens dust right here, which never looks great. It just never looks great. So I probably should go back and fix that. But who knows? Actually, there's another one over here. And maybe that's one right there too. So definitely clean your lenses before you shoot. No matter if it's a personal project or a paid project. It doesn't matter. You don't want to do it in post. Next. This was my attempt at, an actual maybe decent photo of the skyline. Now I was traveling out of a car. So I cranked my shutter up to like 1/640th, like I said, and then took a photo. And then this was actually really cropped in order to give off this look. But I think it's a cool looking photo of the skyline. But if I actually wanted a really, really good photo, I would have gotten out of my car and looked up a good view of the skyline. I wouldn't have just taken this from the freeway. But this is what I did. This was me in the car shooting out the window. It's got a good look. Oh, we went to watch a Lakers game, so I thought I'd take a photo of the arena, which is Crypto.com Arena. Super, what am I trying to say here? Notable arena. Used to be Staples Center. I think it's pretty cool. A lot of dope things have happened here. In the background, you got the skyscrapers with the graffiti on them. They had problems with people sneaking up into these abandoned buildings and doing the graffiti, so I thought that was kind of a cool detail, but really cool frame, and literally I took it out of the car again. Here's another perspective of the arena. Took it out of the car again. One down thing about this one is you can see some of my reflection from me taking it out of a window, but so I don't mind it because that's actually where I took it, and I can see that and remember that, but some people probably wouldn't like that. But good thing I'm taking the photos. I have control of, whatever the heck I want to edit. So I kept it. Obviously, you can tell it's a little greener, a little more orange. I added that in myself, but I think it looks good. Switching days again. Met up with my buddy, Nathaniel. He lives nearby, and we traveled to Laguna Beach, California, which is a beach town, obviously. And instead of going to the beach, we actually decided to go uphill so we could see the hills and the homes there as well as the beach. And this went for some nice photos. The first place we went to was this home area. This is a roundabout right here, and then on this edge of the roundabout, it looks off into the ocean, so we thought it was sick. I really love this photo. I made sure to straighten her out. I faded the blues a little bit. I really like, just kind of the depth of the photo. A lot of layers, like I keep talking about. You got this here, and then you got kind of revealing of the house. I made sure to take the shadows down, so I got all these details in. A lot of photos that reveal that this is in somewhere with a different looking infrastructure with these roofs here. All the California roofs look like this, which I think is sick. Getting those beautiful golden colors in, because that's what time of day it was. It was getting sunshiny time. Let's move on to the next. There's Nathaniel in all of his glory. I really liked his sweatshirt, and I knew he wanted some bangers. He doesn't love getting photos taken of him, so I usually keep his face out, because the one with his face is in, he never likes. So I don't even take him. But I think it's beautiful. The light is just beautiful. But I don't really love the composition of this one, but who cares, man? It's just a photo of someone, and they appreciate that when you take photos of them. So take photos of your friends. Here's another one. Again, not happy with the comp, but I think it's tough. He wore a tough fit. Looked good. Got the light shining on him. Got the vegetation. Got some cool looking crosses in the background. Look at that. Nothing really to see here. Next. This is looking out towards the ocean from that same roundabout, and this is where stuff just goes crazy. My sky was really blown out, so I took the highlights down to really reveal that ocean. I put some blues back into the ocean because it was looking a little too much like this all around, but as you can see, it's got a little color there, but it got fogged up over here. Just love how you can just see the homes and the landscapes of here. I definitely made it a little more glowy to fit that look in. I really wanted to show you guys this in Lightroom, but when I was recording my first video, it was too laggy and I was skipping out all over the place, so I thought this would do. It's better than not posting anything. So really enjoyed this photo. Let's go next. Same perspective, I just went up and down. One thing I didn't like about this past photo was the construction house. So what I did to take that out was do this. I think I like this photo out of the two, but let me know which one you liked more. I think this is dope. Next, nothing really to see here. This is just kind of one to have in the archive for fun. This kind of helps me remind the roundabout. And then you got some beautiful vegetation, and then you got us looking over into the distance. There's a cool little memory there. Nothing really to see here. Not proud of this one. Not proud of it either. Next, we traveled across that hill town area to the other half where there were more parks. Obviously, this is a park. There was some play equipment there, and then to the right there was some like basketball courts and stuff. But what's really cool is you look out here down the hill and there's a whole town. So this park is elevated, and you look down toward that, and I wanted to capture that because I think that's really cool. Consistently with these photos, I was toning down the blues and making it glow a little more with all of these. Wanted to keep a little bit of the shadow look in here, but definitely rose the shadows a little bit too. Let's go next. Wanted to capture the sun rays. This is some of my favorite light on the planet is when this happens. So I like capturing that. So not the coolest frame ever, but I just love the different lightings. You got shadows, you got sun rays, you got blues, you got weird jagged dividers dividing from the ground to the sky. But that's me overanalyzing this, but I think it's what makes it a cool photo. So we're in that park, and we went on a trail, and then this is a different point of view looking down to the ground, and this is what we saw. It's hard to mess up a photo like this. Beach towns are cool. Let the landscape do the work for you. Don't try to frame it too well, So I definitely straightened the photo so that I could get the ocean as straight as possible, and I definitely wanted to make it so you could see ground, the houses, the ocean, and the sky just all together. It's just cool. I don't like how it just kind of divides into this blankness, but you kind of need that here. It'd be a little weird if it wasn't like that. So it's just, this area is just beautiful, man. Same photo, different perspective. Nothing to say here. Now this one's cool. This is the highway we took to get into Laguna Beach. So what we did is we went into Laguna Beach, ended up at the beach, and then kind of whooped around onto a road that took us uphill, went into the park, took the trail, and then we stayed put. And then I'm like, hey, that's where we came in on. So I took a photo downwards of that, and I definitely toned the darks down a little bit to really make it contrasty going into that area. So I think it's sick. Can you imagine driving in on here going into the beach? I mean, it's beautiful. You got hills on either side of you. You got the city here, and then obviously you got the beach coming in. And obviously I know what's going on because I took the photo. But whether you don't or not, it's still dope. It's still cool. Let's go next. This one was crazy. I feel like I need to show you the before on this. Let me look for it for you real quick. So it's not the same one, but it's close. I just want you to see how dark this is. So when I take the photo, I make sure to expose for the sky. So I don't care about my shadows because I know I can bring those back when I'm editing in my platform. But the top is as exposed as I can get it. And then when you go into your editing platform, which I use Lightroom, like I said, we're going to go back to the finished product. We'll show the one I was showing off. You literally can raise those shadows like crazy, and you can bring down that detail back of the road and the island and even the water, and you can bring in even more orange into that sky. So this is where it gets borderline over edited, but I don't care because I want to see all the detail. Like I said, when you edit, you have the power. It's a beautiful thing. Coffee, sip. Give me that. All right, let's go back to where we actually were at. So this was a vertical point of view. Same thing. I raised the shadows high. That's what you can do with a good camera. So the iPhone's crazy, but you ain't gonna be raising shadows like that. Or maybe you can. I don't know. I haven't played with iPhone RAW photos recently, but next got some banger photos of Nathaniel. Same raising shadow thing. I exposed for the sky big time, and then I raised my shadow levels to 100. And it's a good look. I feel like he's gonna like these. I could be wrong, but that's just the risk you take taking photos of someone else, man. People are picky. So am I. We already looked at this one, but just look at it again. Take a deep breath. I said to Nathaniel, remember how dark these shadows are, and just watch what Sony can do. It's a beautiful thing. The young kids these days are putting blur on those photos, and I'm thinking that looks stupidly dope. I see why they do it, so I do a little bit too sometimes. Makes it feel a little more adventure-y, a little more flawed, a little more raw. I just threw in a little jitter when I took the photo, and it turned into this, and it's just my boy looking out into the distance, and it just feels more dreamy and like I said, flawed. It's a beautiful thing. Let's go next. So, same exact photo, just a lot more jitter. You want to give your person you're taking photos options. So I zoomed a little bit more out. I gave him a little bit more blur. I thought it turned out all right. We'll see how he likes it. I'll let you know. Actually, I probably won't. You'll probably have to ask me. I'm coming up here soon. I think it's a blurry photo of me. Oh my gosh, I guessed it. So when you take photos of someone, it's good because you can ask them to take photos of you every once in a while if they know how to press the shutter button. I added in so much more green here and made it so much darker than it needed to be, but I kind of wanted it to be a little mysterious, a little blurry. It's just me running through the world, thinking about everything and trying to do it and trying to follow through with it. And that's what this photo means to me. It probably doesn't have that much meaning to you, but that's all right. You can make your own meaning. That's the beauty of art. I love art. Art is sick. This photo is literally just here. I probably won't use it too much unless it's like a random Instagram post. It's just very raw. We rode in his Subaru BRZ, which is always fun to ride in, and I took a blurry photo, put some green in there, raised the shadows a little bit so you can actually see, and it came out with that. I accidentally still had my blurry settings on, which I really did want a blurry photo because I took this while we were driving, but I really wish I would have got a sharp one too because it's kind of cool. But this is another driving photo. I mean, it's raw to me. It's cool and raw and sick, so I left it. We're getting close to the end here. This is just beautiful, and here's why. Look at that leading line. Look at this. Leads you right into where you want to be, which is just in awe of this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful sky and these beautiful houses overlooking everything. If I really tried hard, I'd probably take this car out. This is a photo of what I would consider perfection. Not that it's my favorite photo, but just the lines in it and the way it shapes together is something of perfection. And maybe one thing that ruins that might be the car. But I'm not calling this photo perfect, but I think it just shows perfection. There's a difference. But yeah, this is cool. I like this one. Let's go next. 2 more, I think. Yeah, there's just really cool sky. We're in the city. We were gonna get a burrito. We did get a burrito. And it's just beautiful. A beach town for you, Laguna Beach. Check her out. Yeah, it was beautiful out there. Definitely, it looked a little darker than this, but I raised the shadows so you could see the stuff because I'm for the people. And same thing with this one. This was across the street from where we ate tacos. I think we ate right there. So those are all the photos I took. Hopefully that was somewhat cool and helpful. A lot that goes into photos, and I'm really happy with these. And my main note to you is try out that timeless look thing. It's what really makes me not cringe at my old photos. I can go back to photos a year ago and really enjoy them just because they are well captured memories that look like what I experienced, and that's what makes them cool to look at. Now, if you go back to my photos 7 years ago or 6 years ago, some of them get a little crazy. The blues are a little blue, the oranges are a little too orange, and they're just not fun to look at. So that's one piece of advice, but definitely go out there and capture your life and take some good photos. Really think about what you're taking photos of and make some bangers out of it. It all takes practice, but thank you so much for watching. Here in the next few weeks, I'll post a little more cinematic video about my time in California, but I thought this would be a good little segue into that. So, yeah, take her easy, man. Appreciate y'all. Lower effort videos like this, just where I'm screen recording my screen, makes me more accurately portray my thoughts, my raw thoughts, rather than thoughts I just put on a script and then try to explain, have the camera set up and lights set up and everything. So, bear with me on the quality, but I truly think it's important to post videos like this every once in a while because I want to consistently connect with you guys rather than just putting on my best show and only posting once every 2 weeks or once a month, or what I'm trying to say here.